just a funny face, it's Joe Wilkinson and their team captain, John Locke. And facing them tonight, that's the way to do it. It's Natalie Cassidy. Stand-up star, it's Ellie Taylor. And their team captain, John Richardson. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, Uncut, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 68% of men say that when it comes to women, they like to have something to hold on to, like her ankle when she tries to leave. Over 50% of Brits have never tasted English wine. You don't know what you're missing unless you've ever sucked lemon juice out of a cat's arse. And 24% of men think Simon Cowell is the best-dressed man in Britain. That's probably because he spends so much time in his massive closet. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
Well, there's a new talent show in town, Jimmy, and it's called The Voice. And maybe you're not watching The Voice. Will I am.
John Richardson, everyone. Yeah.
You know when sometimes you're watching a TV talent show, it's basically karaoke on TV, and you think, this needs chairs that spin round.
It seems to be such a big selling point, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Chairs spin round, it's a big deal.
It's quite exciting at first.
I don't think it's part of the format. I think it was in Tom's contract, because his hips are so bad he can't turn round anymore. It took so long, they put the chairs in. After the show, they put wheels and handles on it and take him home.
Is the show better if I did... Oh, I heard you, and then I didn't know what you looked like, and then I turned around.
It should be allowed, though, once they've turned round and seen the people, to go, keep going.
If they can turn back
again, go, we must be joking.
Ellie, are you watching it?
I am. I like the judges. I like Jessie J a lot. Me and Natalie were saying this. We want to be Jessie J's best friend.
Her best friend?
Yeah. Jimmy.
Or girlfriend.
Or girlfriend, would you?
I don't
Would
lie,
you?
Ellie. We was in the makeup room. We were saying we'd give her one, didn't we?
If you three need a space to sort of hang out and just see what happens, I've got that.
She does have the ability, though. She's, like, absolutely beautiful, but within the blink of an eye, she can go to Les Dawson with, like, she proper gurns.
Amazing. It's like...
Literally, she's, like, beautiful, and then suddenly she'll be like... it's weird.
Is
it's
her hair
really weird.
real?
I think she's a big fan of wigs.
Wicks. Get down to Wicks. You can see Tom in an old people's home just being wheeled around going, I knew Elvis, you know.
He mentioned, like, every 2 sentences he goes, well, I was talking to Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well he knew him, but I know they haven't spoken since 1977. Get over it.
Look at Tom's eyes. It's like someone in a coma who can use their arms and legs. I knew Elvis, you know. You enjoying it, Joe? The Voice?
Yeah, I like the chairs.
Yeah?
I like spinning around. I want one. After the show, I might ask if I can have one. If there's not a second series, I'll email them. Not the ones Tom's had, one of the other ones.
I don't know, I mean, Tom Jones is like, he's sort of quite an icon and stuff, and he's had hits for 40 years, but Danny is in the script.
I reckon the first time the viewing public saw Danny, Wikipedia must have crashed. Who's he?
Literally, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. He could be in our front row now, I would not know.
You wouldn't know, he wouldn't be facing you.
Well, it was all about the battles on last weekend's Voice. Here's Sam and Andrea pulling out all the stops to impress Tom Jones. Hey, say what you want, that is a strong stage, isn't it? Who did the health and safety assessment on that? What, both of them together? Well, you can have a go.
I saw a bit of that, and the interesting thing about it is they all want to finish the song. So one of them goes, whoa, yeah, the other one goes, yeah, and the next one goes, woo.
I think it brings a new concept to the show. I quite like it. But what made me laugh about that one is she's obviously got such a better voice than him, and in the end he's just like, oh, I'm just going to move loads because I'm shit.
What we do at my house is we watch The Voice, but with our backs to it. And then I turn to my wife and I say, are you going? She goes, yeah, I'm going. And we go to the pub.
Should we have a look and see whether this is one of the most talked about things this week? Yes, the battle between The Voice and Britain's Got Talent continues. The concept behind The Voice is that the judges can't see who's singing, which is a great idea because it stops people like Susan Boyle cruising through on their good looks. Sean, Gabby, Joe, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Leveson inquiry?
It's been a bit quick, isn't it? It's only taken 8 months. But I thought it was quite interesting this week that Murdoch was appearing to be so innocent. And you sort of suggest that if him and his son are so naive, you know, they shouldn't even be allowed to run a campsite, should they? They don't know what's going on. And he said the power of the Sun and papers like that is overrated. They don't have any power over politicians. But the day that Cameron was elected, he was the first person in number 10. And what was he doing? Installing Sky? A special Prime Minister's package. 309, you get straight through to me and I'll tell you what to do.
I went to number 10 recently.
Did you? Went to number 10?
I went to number 10 recently and had a cup of tea.
Come on, tell her, what were you doing at number 10? What excitement?
It was with a group of women who were voted Mums of the Year, and David Cameron came along and had a cup of tea with us.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Sorry, Natalie. These are all amazing mums who've done incredible things.
Because
Cheers, Gabby. You know what I mean?
Mum stuff have you done?
No, these mums were all kind of...
Were they from the MILF site?
Anyway, I'm there with these mums, and David came in for a cup of coffee. We go out to the garden, have a little tour, and there's a climbing frame there in the garden. A children's climbing frame.
There's George Osborne hanging off it.
Yes.
Look, I can do this!
I might be being a little bit indiscreet telling you this story.
Go on, yeah, be indiscreet,
but,
yeah.
apparently there was a trampoline there when Gordon Brown lived there. And apparently, when he left, he took the trampoline away.
Oh, my God.
And apparently... I think it's quite shocking to take that away. You should have left it for the Cameron kids. Don't you think that's tight?
I think that's one of the biggest scandals of the 21st century.
You heard it here.
And that has not been brought up at the Leveson inquiry.
Scrap that. Let's have the trampoline inquiry.
They are fun, aren't they? I can't go a week without bouncing on one, to be honest with you, even after break into someone's house.
Well, mainly their garden.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
I go through their house, so I'm not an animal.
God, I'm glad we've got the Leveson inquiry back on track.
Am I the only one being very honest here? But I read about it and I watch it, and I really don't understand it. I still don't understand it. No, be honest. Do you understand it?
I think you're right in the way you don't really understand what it's for.
No, and the more I read about it and
the
the more I try and watch it,
yeah.
I haven't got a clue.
Do you know what? I used to be like that with EastEnders. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand.
Why doesn't anyone work outside of our...
I don't know, I ain't been there 6 years.
Travel,
right?
get an
It's not my
Oyster
problem
card.
anymore.
And why, if you've got a problem, do you just walk into the middle of the square for a think about it? Where everybody goes past. If you want a bit of quiet time to digest some of life's terrible slings and arrows that have been thrown at you, go, I'm going to sit in the most public spot.
So, back to the Leveson inquiry. What do you...
This week, they sacked someone this week, and you just think, as if anyone at the start of Leveson thought, do you know who's responsible for this? It's the assistant to Jeremy Hunt, Adam Smith. Until they finally get rid of that bastard. Get rid of Adam Smith is like when you go and get pissed all day, and then you puke in the gutter and you go, some bloody cheesy chips had that.
OK, let's see if it's in our top 5 news stories. Yes, the Murdochs have been giving evidence to the Leveson inquiry. It's been a bad week for the Culture Secretary, Jeremy Hunt. He's now Cockney rhyming slang for himself. David Cameron and James Murdoch had 8 breakfasts together between 2006 and 2009. It doesn't sound too pally until you realise they were breakfasts in bed. John, what else do you think made the list?
Mayor shit.
Mayor shit.
Yeah.
Mayor shit, yeah.
That's happening.
For real.
Here's all the Boris and Ken stuff and who's going to win. I think if anyone should win, it's probably better to be Boris, because at least he could give a good speech at the Olympics, rather than Ken. He always sounds like he's just about to embark upon a lecture about, like, interesting developments in drainage or something. He hasn't got the majesty to hold it, unlike Boris, I think.
Yeah, but we're looking for a mayor, not a town crier.
Boris is a character, though. I think he'll win, down to the fact that people find him funny.
I ain't voting for him, and I'll tell you why, because he wants driverless trains on the tube, and I've seen Total Recall, and I'll tell you where that ends up. Driverless trains 1 minute, next you got women with 3 tits, and I ain't having it. On my watch.
Sounds like a step forward to me.
What I don't like about him is the way he takes credit for things that are nothing to do with him, like the bikes, the Boris bikes. And I'll only call them Boris bikes when you can park one in his arse. But then, if he's going to take credit for things like that, he should take credit for other things as well. That shouldn't be the Tottenham, it should be the Boris riots. Boris wasn't even in London. He didn't even know there was anyone in London in August. He thought, why aren't they all in Tuscany? So, what are you all doing here?
The Boris bikes were Ken Livingstone's idea, and then he got rid of, so they came in under Boris, and now they're called Boris bikes. When really they should be like Kensicles. You can't vote for Ken Livingstone cried watching his own video this week. If you're going to cry watching your own video, he can't have seen Toy Story 3. He's going to lose his shit.
I don't like Boris.
Do you not like him?
No, because he stopped boozing on the tubes, didn't he? And I love that. I love getting hammered on the tube. I used to make a real day of it. I'd take a picnic, I'd lay a blanket out. Can't do that now, can you? A bottle of Carver, it's wonderful. But no, can't do that, you floppy-head twat.
London's one of the most multicultural cities on earth, and you've got Boris, someone who looks too blonde for the Third Reich. Eton public school boy. I mean, it doesn't represent London in any shape or form whatsoever.
This is how multicultural London is. The BNP candidate is called Carlos Cortiglia. That's incredible. The register they must have at meetings. Adams, yeah. Brown, yeah. Cortiglia, see.
Let's have a look at Ken and Boris in action.
His point is, you've said good stuff in the past, you don't always deliver.
There are often times when you propose something, you want to say you're defeated or you fail. What I've never done is knowingly lie. Say to people I'm planning to do something when I'm not. That's why I've given that commitment. If I haven't published this by the 7th of October, I will stand down and let somebody else take my place.
Thank you very much
Pants
indeed.
on fire. Pants on fire.
I'm not going to risk it. I really am not going to risk it, Boris.
That's the way he actually behaves like a 9-year-old boy again. Pants on fire.
They already had a fight, didn't they? They had a fight in a lift.
Yes.
Boris pinned Ken up against a wall and called him an effing liar.
Yeah.
3 times.
Thrice.
Thrice.
Thrice. And that Brian Paddock was in there and he said, oh, I nearly arrested you. And the Green Party lady, she couldn't say anything because she should have been using the stairs.
OK, let's have a look and see what's up there. Yes, the London mayoral elections are next week. In order to be fully impartial, we have to mention the other candidates. So, for the record, Brian Paddock and Jenny Jones are also shit. A 19-year-old from Chorley has had the face of Boris tattooed on his leg. It was all a misunderstanding. He asked for an anchor. Do you want to have a look at this tattoo? It's a genuine thing. He's had a tattoo of Boris. Have a look.
That's great. What a good tattoo, though. What a good piece of artwork that is.
Always seeing the positive. That's what we like about you.
It is.
Yeah, nice. You know what
I'd
you
like
can...
to have Sean Locke tattooed on my back, because he's my favourite comedian.
He's your favourite comedian?
Sorry. Yeah, at the moment.
Really?
A picture of Sean Locke on your back?
Yeah,
That'd be slightly off-putting for me later.
Yeah.
Sean Stein, what else are the next we talking about this week?
There's the recession. We're back in recession.
Double dip.
Yay! Double dip. Sounds nice, doesn't it, double
Are we in
dip?
proper recession or are we in a technical recession?
Well, we're in a... I don't know.
So what's the difference between a recession and a technical recession?
One indicator of growth is slower than another indicator, and then the CBI comes along and says, but actually, this figure here means we're only in a growth recession, and, you know, and receipts on VAT receipts. I'm now just...
I haven't got a clue what you're
Going
talking
down.
about.
I knew you didn't have a chance when you started that.
What I'm now doing is... What I'm now doing...
Try, but I'm turning my chair back. I can't believe anyone's surprised, though, we're in recession, because I don't know anyone who makes anything. Do you know, I don't know anyone, apart from a neighbour came round with some fudge the other day. But nobody makes anything
The whole
anymore.
nation is baking cakes.
Yeah.
Everyone's baking.
Yeah, exactly. But, no, I mean, if we can get the Chinese interested in tea cakes, we're all right. Everyone buys stuff from China, crap from... My pants are from China, and they haven't even got dragons on. You can't buy British pants.
Yes, you can. Mary Porter started making pants in Manchester. They were 3 times as much as the pants from Primark.
I don't shop in Primark. I absolutely will not go in there.
Have you been barred?
So I watched this show last night, just doing a bit of research of you taking the piss out of everybody and me shitting myself before coming on. And when I was looking...
Cassidy on from EastEnders.
Yeah.
That's as bad as it's going to get. You'll be fine.
It's good, though. That
Natalie
impression is
Cassidy.
good.
Do you still get people, Natalie, asking about your trumpet?
All the time. Every day on a regular basis. Usually white van drivers, and I'll be walking along, and I've got my child and that, and they're like 40, 50-year-old men, you know, great big fat lorry drivers. They go, hey, Sonia, where's your trumpet? And I think...
You just do that for them.
I've done that in the
You
past.
mean pretend to play the trumpet? Don't do that for lorry drivers. So, John, recession.
Do you know how the Sun reported the recession? With a down smiley face.
Show us what would that look like?
That's what, so that people can go, I don't know the facts, but if that little yellow-faced man looks unhappy, then we must really be in trouble. Yeah. And at least we got the right people in charge. George Osborne, he was really upset. Do you know what he said? If I had a magic wand, I'd wave it. Thanks, George. It's good to know the fucking Chancellor's really got a plan.
I like how a chief economist in the UK has said that the missing link within the British economy is a lack of confidence. So I think I know what George Osborne should do. He should just draft in Gok Wan. He's good with confidence, isn't he? And he just get the economy, tell her she's got awesome bangers, whack her in a wrap dress from Dorothy Perkins, so away we go! He's sorted!
It's a good idea, but I worry it will end with George Osborne naked in a shop window somewhere.
Yeah.
So you look fabulous. It's all about the confidence.
I've never liked them.
What, bangers?
No, recessions.
Oh, right.
Never liked them. I'll stick my neck out and say they're shit.
Well, you don't like the...
No, I don't like them. Said it, I said it.
I wondered when...
It's out there now.
Because it's been in the news a lot this week. It's a return to the 1970s, and I wondered, is that why you're wearing that?
Don't take that. Go straight back at him.
Yeah.
Go and get him.
All right, hold on.
I'm going to move out of the way.
Yeah,
You sort him out.
Do your top button up.
Let's have a look and see if the recession is up there. Yes, Britain is back in recession. The recession risks catapulting Britain back to the 1970s, or in the case of Scotland, forward to the 1970s. Join us after the break when we'll be finding out which other stories are the most talked about things this week. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut. We're trying to guess the most talked about things this week. OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get.
It's only 91 days until the Olympics.
Wowzers.
Sorry, I don't mind.
Sorry, I'm afraid a lady in our audience has got a puncture. How excited are you about the Olympics? Are you going to anything? Do you get any tickets?
I haven't got any tickets. I'm still going. Going in, I don't care. A pair of Speedos, flip-flops and a library card. We're paying billions of pounds as taxpayers, and all the tickets should go to people who went into those lotteries. The most people are going to see at the Olympics is that poxy torch wandering round from town to town. And people will just be coming out for a bit of warmth.
All the sport and that, and the running and the jumping and the stuff. What I can't be doing with anymore is Olympians doing anything other than sport. Adverts. If I have to watch Chris Hoy chew up another sentence on TV, they can't talk. They can run fast and do jumpies, but they can't. If I have to watch like Kelly Holmes and all, before I go on a run, I have a chocolate bar. Really good. And that'll be like the 100th take. There'll have been a director going, can you do it again, but as if we haven't got a gun stuffed up your arse?
The best adverts at the moment are the Usain Bolt adverts. These are actually quite good.
I wonder how much it costs to get Usain Bolt to promote something. How much do you reckon?
2 million.
Really? 2 million?
Global?
No, I've got this pram I'm trying to sell.
Now, Ellie, are you excited?
Not massively. I like the opening ceremony. That'll be good fun because I like fireworks, and the concert will be good because we all like a sing-song, didn't we? But the actual Olympics, I just think after watching Total Wipeout, there's some big fists and some like ironic commentary going on by the hamster. Bothered!
I'm quite cynical about the Olympics because I live really near it. My kids go to school half a mile from the stadium, and at no point has anyone from the Olympics contacted the school, sort of enlivened, inspired the kids in any way in sport or the Olympics. I'm not expecting like Chris Hoy to turn up. He's got, bran flakes to shift.
Do you know what? My friend lives near, like you do, Sean, my new best friend. That's great. All I was going to say is my friend who lives near the Olympics has been asked, got a letter through the door. Did you get this? Saying, oh, there's not enough. I'd like you to plant some more plants, hanging baskets. We'd really like the place to look great. So they've all gone out and thought, well, we do our bit, and like buy a few plants and what have you. They've put them out. Now there's a fucking drought. And it's just... And my friend went, I've done all these hanging baskets and I can't use my hosepipe.
Now, you're presenting, right?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Extremely. Every single minute of this Olympic Games, the first time in the history of the Olympic Games, is going to be covered simultaneously. So on every platform, BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, Red Button, there won't be a minute of action that isn't covered.
Hang on, so which bit are you presenting on? Because I was excited you were presenting the Olympics, but maybe you're on some sort of Mickey Mouse channel. Which one are you
BBC
on?
One, BBC One.
BBC One, so you're on the main...
So
and what time of day have you got?
I'm doing 10:30 at night, so it's the first...
Oh, no, that's fantastic. So that's properly that's the one that I like.
Yeah, and that's basically where you get friends and family on, you all cry and you're with the medalist. The thing about the Olympics, OK, it is the epitome. I mean, it is commercialised as an entity, OK? But those athletes, the majority of those athletes, 99% of them, don't do it for money. They don't do it because they're going to get an endorsement. They do it for the love of sport. Natalie, you can pull that face all you like, but it's true.
That is just her face. You can't say that is just how she looks.
They love their sport.
The actual sport is amazing. The stuff around it.
The Olympic Committee, just like all those governing bodies, has completely traded in to large corporate organisations. If you ate all the official sponsored food, you'd get diabetes before the 100 metres is over.
Oh, go on, sorry.
I was just saying, have we got the Olympics or something?
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, it's 91 days to go until the Olympics. And at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean, Joe and Gabby have 2 points, John, Natalie and Ellie have 3 points. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean's team, what do you like the look of?
Can we have the fellow with a flask?
The train spotter? Here's a clip to illustrate your question.
Okay.
My name's Bryony Clark and I'm 28 years old. I'm into films, music, cooking. There is something that I do that people might think is a little more unusual. I'm obsessed with climbing into small spaces. I love being in small spaces. If I see a small space, I really need to get inside it. When I wake up in the morning, I will go straight into the cupboard outside my room and I sit there for 5 minutes to half an hour. I regularly go to one of my very good friends, Sarah's house, and she has the best coffee table. It's a big chest that opens up.
When she first came round and saw this, she was thrilled because it just meant she could sort of sit in it while we have chats and cups of tea and stuff. She's in it now, you all right? Yeah. Yeah, good.
Oh, my Lord.
We only showed that to make Jo feel normal.
Is she seeing anyone?
Here's your related question. Most people think having a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. True or false?
Occasionally I practice hide and seek in my house in case a game kicks off. Are we ready?
So you play hide and seek on your own?
Yeah, well, I'm not playing then, I'm practising. Massive difference.
Jo, you should come round my house. You've got to come round mine, because my little girl, she loves hide and seek, and we play it all the time.
I really don't think...
You're trying to arrange a play date with your 3-year-old and that? Look at him! He looks like a photo fit.
Yeah, he's right. I'm not being funny, I wouldn't let me in your house.
Any quirky hobbies, obsessions over here?
I got all of them. Just pick them up, as people say, when I think, yeah, I'll have that, I'll do that.
Because you've got most OCDs, haven't you?
Well, no, they're not OCDs, they're just correct ways of doing things. It's just facts. I'm having particular bother at the moment, because I've moved, and on my walk to the station, there's 3 patches of tarmac that are different to the rest. And the first one is an odd number of steps, and the next 2 are even, and it breaks my heart. Every time I have to do a little half step so that I get an even number on the... You can't phone the council about that kind of shit. And that's like the start of the day as well, and if you've got 7 bumpy tarmacs on the left foot and 6 on the right, you're not having a good day, are you, then? If I was sensible, I would say, well, do you know what, it evens out when I get home, but then sometimes I can't remember if I've got uneven on the left.
For fuck's sake.
Everyone's got little ones they do, and they definitely make you more interested.
OK, most people think having a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. What do you think, true or false?
What do you think? What do you think?
Probably true.
True.
Probably true, Jo?
True, Jo.
Yes.
Yes.
OK, you're going true. What are you going to go for, John?
Absolutely. I mean, having a quirk can't... The definition of a quirk is something interesting, so it has to make you more interesting to have a quirk.
Oh, all right, just answer. Jesus.
Hey, but how many letters quirky got and how many has interesting got? Oh, Christ, jumble them up. One's got a G, the other one's got a Q, and that's at the beginning and that's at the end. Ah, but they're opposites of each other, so you can't have them together, joined together. Oh, my God, how can you join those together?
Can I just say, Sean, I think you're coming across as a little bit weird now. You need to rein it in. We think it's true, Jimmy.
I can tell you the answer is true. Yeah. Yeah, 85% of British people think a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. My aunt spends 14 hours a day cleaning. She's a cleaner. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean's team and 4 points for John's team. That's it for part 2. See you after the break. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. The worst thing about owning a pet.
Is it getting snake shit in your hair? I wave mine around quite a lot.
I think it's discovering all the dead bodies. When you're out walking with your dog, and you go, oh, he's found another one.
Is it the backlash you get when, as a joke, you put a cat in a bin?
They don't live as long as us, though. So that's one of those things, is that they die. You get attached to them and then they die, and you cry and you want sympathy, and only then do you realise what a stupid name you've given this thing. Because your friends will go, "Why are you crying?" And you have to go, "Bilbo died today." I told my friend, our dog was called Bilbo, I said, "My dog died called Bilbo," and he said, "Well, never mind, we'll have a few beers and give Ballbag a proper send-off."
I had 2 goldfish. They were swimming around, lovely. Changed the water. Both got brain damage, swimming like that.
When I say it got brain damage when you changed the water, did you just, like, put them on the side?
OK, so worst thing about owning a pet?
I think it's all the flaps. Just bloody flaps everywhere. It's flaps for this, flaps for that. Do you have a snake flap for your snake?
Just lob it out.
How does it get back in?
It's on a rope. I don't have a dog, but I do pick up other people's dog poo for them. Great way to meet people.
Do you run out of a hedge you've been hiding and just get it for them and have an argument? That's mine!
Yeah. I reckon it is picking up the what do you call it? Shit.
That is the right answer. Yes, the worst thing about owning a pet is cleaning up after it. Here's a tip. When you take your dog out for a walk, instead of using a lead, put it on a guide dog harness. That way, when it shits on the pavement, you can pretend you didn't see it. OK, next question. Last thing Brits do before going to sleep.
I always move into the slow lane. I have a ritual of sort of defending the house before I go to sleep. I go down, I check all the locks. Sometimes I open the door and just stand on the sort of threshold of the house, going, "Try and get into my house then! I'm ready for you!" And that usually puts me in the mood for bed.
The great thing about having kids is that you can sleep anywhere, because you're so sleep deprived that you just can fall asleep, like, anywhere.
How much sleep? I mean, when they were born, presumably because you're really sleep deprived when they're little.
I don't think you ever get it back, really. I don't think it ever comes back. Maybe when they're 20 and they go to college.
Sorry, you're saying you could have a 19-year-old in the house and go, "Oh, I'm not getting any sleep. Oh, this 19-year-old's keeping me up. He's up at 4 for a feed."
I think if I had a 19-year-old in the house, I wouldn't get much sleep.
Yeah, it might be a clapping John the pervert. Big pervert! I think if I had a 19-year-old in the house, I don't want to answer to a 19-year-old. I'll bloody hell get hold of him and give him a ranking stage to. That's how you talk, John. That's how you sound to Southerners. You think you sound very eloquent, soft-spoken. The very poetry of the lakes are in your voice, but I see you sound like that. I'm going to get hold of you. Just 19. Time for Uncle John to teach you.
I don't know what
a few tricks. I've got a few tricks to show you.
What's the form if someone gets possessed by the ghost of Bernard Manning? Is there someone we could call? Do we need a priest?
Oh no, it's happening again. 19, are you 19? Are you 19? Go with him. You start doing the voice and you think you can stop, but you can't. It's a lot of fun to do. Oh, it's all right. I don't like it when he comes back here. Oh, when he comes back, I don't like it. Oh.
It's just like being back home at Christmas.
I'll tell you what I do. Before I go to bed, I sing myself a little song.
You sing a little song before you... like a lullaby?
Yeah. I just lie in bed and go, "The day's over, we've all had such fun." You go, "It's no longer morning when it all begun. The pillows are plumped, the bed is warm. Go to sleep, Sean. Go to sleep." And I don't know what comes next, because I'm like, gone.
Joe, do you have a sort of nighttime routine?
Yeah, I lock my legs because I sleep standing up.
I'd imagine you just clearing loads of cans off your bed.
Yeah,
Takeaway cartons.
Sometimes
chucking the ashtray on the floor.
Sometimes I check no one else is in the park.
So, last thing British people do before going to sleep. Any other guesses?
Set their alarm.
I always have a nice milky drink and then I phone my mum and I say, night, mum, and she goes, night, John, how you getting on?
It's a form of entertainment.
Is it that they say,
What's the telly?
That is the right answer. That's it. Yes, the last thing British people do before going to sleep is watch TV. That sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Natalie and Ellie have 4 points. Sean, Joe and Gabby are the winners. They've got 5 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.